Yo, welcome to the channel. In this video today, I'm going to be going over the Stamina Templar setup for Markarth. Now, I also want to show a couple things about how stupidly OP the Stamina Templar is. So, let's go ahead and dive into this build. This is a baby tune, and not everything is optimal or optimized. So, max health is 16.4. I know I do say you want to be at 16.5 to 17.5k mark, but this is a baby tune. So, keep that in mind. Max stamina is 30.5k and stamina recovery is 1.1. Weapon damage is 3.4 unbuffed and weapon critical is 53.8% unbuffed. Health, I have 10 points into health. I am a REDGUARD. We get no benefits to health, so keep that in mind. If you're a Khajiit, a Dark Elf, or an Orc, you probably won't have to worry about it too much. And I have 54 points into stamina. Food I'm running is Dubious Camora, and I do not have a boon on. Okay, when I get a boon, it will be the Shadow, so keep that in mind. Shadow will increase our crit damage. So, champion points. I have 20 into Warlord, 29 into Sprinter, 16 into Bashing Focus, 64 Tenacity, 64 Mooncalf, 37 Shadow Ward, 40 Tumbling. Now, Mooncalf, Tenacity are your main two. Stamina Recovery if you want more, or if you want to get more resources back when you heavy attack. It's up to you on which one you want, but Mooncalf Tenacity should be your main two, followed by either Warlord, Sprinter, or Bashing Focus, depending on what you want, or increase Shadow Ward, Tumbling, and Shade at least to 75, so that way you get the Treasure Hunter passive here. Treasure Hunter increases quality of items you get from chests, anywhere, overland, dungeons, dolmens, whatever. If it's a chest, if you pop it, this will increase has the chance of increasing quality of the items in there. And that's not just, taking it from blue to red. That also means instead of getting silk, ancestor silk, rudo hide, or whatever, you have a chance of getting an overland name set. So like Deshaun, you get Plague Doctor, Mother Sorrow, something like that, instead of just a ancestor silk hat. So either way, either one you want. If you want to reduce the break free sprint, you can't go wrong with either way. Just make sure you get Mooncalf and Tenacity leveled first. Now the red tree, pretty standard. 40 Ironclad, 38 medium armor focus, 37 spell shield, 64 hardy, 64 elemental defender, and 27 quick recovery. Hardy, elemental defender are your main two, followed by Ironclad. Once you get that to 28, you can start focusing on other things, or you can take it all the way up to 40. After that, medium armor focus, spell shield, get your resistances up a little bit, or if you feel like you need more healing, put some points into quick recovery. It's up to you. But Hardy, elemental defender would be my first two. Now, blue tree, nothing here. 21 physical weapon expert, 51 master at arms, 51 thermometer, 61 precise strike, 22 piercing, and 64 mighty. Precise strike, mighty being your first two, followed by master at arms, thermometer, and then physical weapon expert and piercing. Now, sets. The first set we're rocking is Briarheart. This is a named dagger. It comes from a quest in Rothgard. It comes powered. You will have to transmute it. Now, very easy to get. The quest doesn't take you long to do it all. The quest is located, let me scroll down here. The quest is located off right up in here. You'll have to search around. It'd be like a shipwreck. It won't take long at all to do it. About 15 minutes at the, 15, 20 minutes, depending on if you read everything, search everything, but for the most part, 15 to 20 minutes. Nern with a poison damage enchant. Offhand, we are using Precise with Absorb Stamina enchant. Now, jewelry, we have Briarheart. They're all bloodthirsty with weapon damage. You can go purple. It's not going to make a difference. Purple is kind of expensive. Same thing with gold. A robust necklace or jewelry epic will cost you 30k on the low end for the rings and the necklace. Now, you can, if you're going to transmute it anyways, you can get an arcane and healthy, and they will probably be cheaper at epic. You can just bloodthirsty. They're all three bloodthirsty. 1 infused, 2 bloodthirsty, 2 infused, 1 bloodthirsty. Really can't go wrong with either way. So now, what this set does, gives us weapon critical, max stamina, weapon critical, and when you deal critical damage, you increase your weapon damage by 450 for 10 seconds. While this effect is active, your critical strike heals you for 349 health. That can occur once every 15 seconds. Nice little set to have Even if you don't want to use it on your Stam Templar, it's still a nice set to have in the bank because you never know when something like this might come in handy. I use Briarheart a lot for VMA, so, or Veteran Maelstrom Arena. Just keep that in mind. It's a really nice set to have. Infuse Maelstrom Bow on the back bar with a weapon damage enchant. This comes from normal Maelstrom Arena, and it is worth going to get. As soon as you hit 160, go get it. Shouldn't take you that long. What this does is increase the damage volley deals by 430 each tick. This bonus increases by 143 every time volley ticks, up to a maximum of 8 times. Really nice, really easy to get. Just go get it. Monster set we're rocking is Celine's Web. The Celine set. We're running a heavy Divines with max stamina and a Divine Shoulders with max stamina. And what this set does, it gives us max stamina, and when you deal melee damage, you have a 15% chance to call on Primal Spirit that mauls the closest enemy in front of you after 1.3 seconds for 16.8k physical damage. This effect can occur once every 4 seconds. This is a nice set. This is the one I would recommend. This comes from Celine's Web, and it's pretty easy to get on Vet. Now, if you don't want to use Celine's, you can always go Crags. Crags is really easy to get. Comes from Fungal Grotto 1. It gives you physical penetration. When you deal damage, you have a 10% chance to spawn drag limbs that create shockwaves in front of you, dealing 1700. 1.7k physical damage every 0.4 seconds for 1.2 seconds. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. Or you can go Stormfist. It's going to deal some shock damage and some physical damage. It's going to be in a 4-meter radius. It's pretty nice. It's not a bad set. It's going to give you some stam recovery as well. Or if you can get through it, or if it's in the golden, Veldrath. Veldrath is going to give you weapon damage, and when you deal damage, you have a 20% chance to spawn 3 disease spores in front of you after 1 second. That deals 13.5k disease damage to the first enemy they hit. That can occur once every 8 seconds. I would either go Celine's or Crags, but Veldrath is not a bad set to have. That's just me personally. Veldrath is nice. It will do more than Crags, but Crags is the easier set to get, and Celine's is the top performing set to get. So either one of those. Go straight, if you can get Crags at 160, just hold on to Crags until you can get Celine's. Very easy to do. So our second 5-piece set is Deadly Strikes. Running it all in the body, all Divines. Now, what this set does, this is a PvP set. You get it. I want to say you get it with Alliance points, but I'm not 100% sure on that right off the top of my head right now. But you can get this from traders. It's so easy to get transmutation crystals now. You can just get these at 1-2k a piece and transmute them, or you can find you some divine pieces. Divine pieces might be a little expensive, but shop around, you'll be able to find them cheap. I've seen chests for 50, 60,000, but I got this chest for around 8k today, because normally I use deadly weapons and Briarheart, So, but I wanted the Briarheart weapons with deadly all on the body at all times. So I had to buy some body pieces. I think I spent roughly 60,000 for all the divine pieces on me. So either way, what this set does, it gives us weapon damage, weapon critical, weapon damage. And then increases the damage your physical, bleed, poison, and disease damage over time, and channel abilities do by 20%. All of our abilities are physical. So this gives us a nice little boost. Now, skills. Biting jabs. Launch relentless assault, striking enemies in front of you 4 times with the Adric Spear. Spear deals 3.9k physical damage to the closest enemy and 1.4k or 1.5k physical damage to all other enemies. This should be Repentance. Now, Power of the Light. Well, this is our main jab. This is our main spammable. And it's also, when we do this, if you look, our crit is 53.8. It will not go up. It has a little, gives us major savagery, but we get major savagery from Camo Hunter on our bar. So just because it's going to give you, activating this ability grants you major savagery, increase your weapon critical rating by 2.6 for 8 seconds. If you have Camo Hunter on your bar, you're not going to get that extra crit. I've seen some people asking about it. Why is it broken? Their crit doesn't go up. If you have Camo Hunter, Camouflage Hunter on your bar, it's going to give you the same buff, so your crit will not go up. So just keep that in mind if you sit there and look at it and wonder why your crit isn't going up. Power of the Light. Summon an expanding beam of pure sunlight to doom an enemy, dealing 4.4k physical damage to them and copying all their damage taken from you for 6 seconds and releasing 20% of it as additional physical damage to enemies. Maximum copy damage, 18.3k. Targets are also afflicted with minor breach, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 2.9 for 9 seconds. Barb Trap. When triggered, the trap deals 4.4k physical damage, an additional 16.5k physical damage over 16 seconds, and grants you minor force, increasing your critical damage by 10% for the duration. When this is fully leveled, it will be 18 seconds. So keep that in mind. Repentance. Consecrate the souls of the fallen, healing you and your allies for 3,000 health and restoring 3,000 stamina to you for each corpse nearby. While slaughtered, you gain minor fortitude, minor endurance, and minor intellect, increasing your health, stam, and magic recovery by 20%. And then Camo Hunter. While slaughtered, you gain major savagery, increasing your weapon critical rating by 2.6. You also gain minor berserk for 5 seconds after you deal critical damage from an enemy's flank, increasing your damage done by 5%. Now, we have Dawnbreaker. We have not morphed this into Flawless Dawnbreaker yet, but when you get it, you will go Flawless Dawnbreaker. What it's going to do is that when you use Dawnbreaker, it's going to do some nice damage, but it's also going to increase your weapon damage by 300. But that's not the main ultimate we use. The ultimate we mainly use is on our back bar. This is just here for the extra weapon damage from the Fighter's Guild passive. So, the ultimate that we're mainly using on our back bar is Empowering Sweeps. Swing your Adric Spear around with Holy Vengeance, dealing 8.2k physical damage to all nearby enemies and an additional 4.6k physical damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. The duration is extended by 2 seconds for each enemy hit. Gain Empower for the duration, increasing the damage for your light and heavy attacks by 40%. Camouflage Thunder again, we have it on both bars. Restoring Focus. Create a Rune of Celestial Protection and Rune grants you Major Resolve. Increase your physical resistance and spell resistance by 5.9. You also recover 240 stamina every 1 second. Staying within the rune increases physical and spell resistance granted by 50%. Barb Trap again. We just have it here. Circle of Protection is just kind of here. We don't really use this, but you know, so it's kind of just here for the Fighter's Guild passive. And then we have Endless Hail. This is not fully leveled up. When it is fully leveled up, it will last for 14 seconds instead of 13 seconds. And we launch multiple arrows into the sky to rain down, dealing 1.5k physical damage to enemies in the target area every 1 second for 11 seconds after a 2-second delay. Now, when it comes, what I was wanting to show you, this is a baby tune. Some of the skills are not leveled up. Dawnbreaker is not morphed. I mean, it is not set up. You know, it doesn't have all the skill points as needed. It's not having alchemy, so my weapon power pots last longer. Well, should mention, we do not have a way to get Major Brutality, so we're using weapon power pods. We do have to use those in this setup. Keep that in mind. So, but I've been DPS testing here, and this has been relatively interesting. Up to about right here, I had a couple that was 2.9. This was Krag's, Celine's, or no, this was Krag's, Celine's Veldrath. And then right here, I was looking at my stats. I realized I didn't even have the stats, the racial passive for the REDGUARD filled in. I had none of them, so I filled them in. This was Celine's. This was Veldrath. No, Celine's. No, Veldrath, Krag's, Celine's. And I just kept testing with Celine's. Then I actually put on my racial passives, you know, doing a little bit more testing, and was able to hit 31.5. This moves are not fully leveled up. The timers are not all there, so I'm not able to get all the spambles in like I want. Dawnbreaker's not fully leveled up. So even with that, no racial points, it was still able to hit 25k, above 25. The moment I put in racial points, I was able to hit over 30k. Now, you're going to hit 29k without REDGUARD passives. Of course, if you're Orc, Khajiit, this is going to be a lot higher. REDGUARD is not a very hard-hitting stamina class. You can hit the numbers by all means to do it, but it is not top tier. It's about 5%, if I remember correctly. Let's think someone was telling me. It's about 5% behind the Orc, Khajiit, and the Dark Elf. So, keep that in mind, that an Orc Stam Templar, Khajiit Stam Templar, they're going to hit 30k without even having their racial you know, they would probably hit the same numbers here. With racial passive, this would probably be 35k. So, You know, 34, 30, I would say 34 to 35, somewhere in that middle of that. So this was no poisons, basic, the same setup right here that you see was what I was using. So when it comes to rotation, this stuff is extremely easy, and it should not be. Um, but you're gonna go barb trap, endless hell, pop a pot, power the light, and then you're just gonna jab until it explodes. You're gonna do it, jab again, and you're just gonna keep jabbing. Rotate, endless hell, empowering sweep, go back to it. That's it. That is the full rotation. It is four abilities: endless hell, barb trap, power of the light, jabs. Four. Now, if you find yourself having trouble sustaining, restoring focus. Put that down. This will help you with sustain. If you don't need this, you don't even need to cast it. So you can just keep going with the other abilities. But if you find yourself needing more resistance and you're having trouble sustaining, then use this. That's it. That is really it when it comes to the rotation. That, power of the light, jab. You'll break 30k easily with just a basic setup. This is a baby tune. Doesn't have everything leveled. You know, alchemy isn't done. You know, I kept it this way for a reason. I just finally put in the REDGUARD skills and was able to break 30k with this. Orcs, Dark Elf Khajiits would be so much better. Donit's 9. I do have my Donit passives. Fire skill's done. But, yeah, this is a baby tune. So, Stamina Templar, if you're starting out, this is a very beginner-friendly class. Rotation isn't hard. Let me know how you're enjoying the game. If the game's treating you better than it is me. So, let me know in the comment section. Until then, have fun.